There are 5,000 Black Americans who've already gone back to Ghana because they don't feel comfortable here.
I feel much more connected.
That the nation has the hospitality is second to none.
Sanchez weeps. This is her homecoming.
When you see them people, they look just like you.
And I want to see if they have any value for you. The first person that I want to talk about is this guy, Mark Meets Africa. Now, unfortunately, he has fallen under some very serious and heinous allegations of scamming the elderly. Two people, one for $24,000 and another lady of $20,000. And Mark Meets Africa is a guy that I have met twice, and this really hurts me to have to even come out here and talk about this. But again, this is true information. I've talked to Mark myself, and he has verified that these people have never gotten their money back, and it is his responsibility to do that. However, I could see how you could.
That's not cool, especially if you're older than us. Like, there's ways that we can communicate with one another so that we can have dialogue and get proper understanding about what's going on. But I'm not going to tolerate disrespect to my wife. If I'm giving her the platform, if I'm sharing with her, this is what we've built.
Right. And I'll just say, to piggyback off of that, when people were slandering us on these two channels, or on this channel, they called T3andMe. This is our brand collectively. They didn't call Tim Ford Jr. They said T3andMe. So when you call T3andme, just know that we're likely both going to show up. We both going to pop up, or either one or the other.
Yep.
The topic is not giving up on Africa. I know with the last video I made, most people who saw it seem to have gotten it, according to the comments, that it's not saying give up on Africa and, you know, forget those people. No, that video was about the very real dilemma that many people face when doing business in Africa. And I do mean business, dealing with the government, dealing with the offices that are responsible for making things happen, dealing with the legal processes, the bureaucratic processes, and that's like a whole nother part of every country. The reason I enjoyed Tanzania so much was actually because I didn't deal with that. I know a lot of people that are still in Tanzania who have no issue, or not a serious issue, because a lot of those challenges can be overcome if they're not, you know, at the highest level.
And some women, a lot of women, unfortunately, they feel that they can disrespect my wife because we're sharing this platform that we've built together. If you guys are doing proper research and understand what we're building over here, if you check our About Me page, I mentioned how I'm building this and I share this platform with my wife. I'm the type of man that share with my wife, and I don't mind giving my wife and my woman a platform. Unfortunately, a lot of our women haven't felt this type of love, and they have a lot of bitterness within their heart. So they portray that and spew negativity and hatred because they haven't experienced something along these lines. So they want to try and tear what we're doing down and try to mess up what we're building, but it's not possible because we have a strong unit and we working together in this thing. So stop disrespecting my wife because you're a bitter woman.
Good morning, family. I hope you're all doing fine, and if you ain't doing fine, please do fine where you are. Today I have a very, very personal video to make. I consider it personal because it's happening in my presence, and I think I have to speak. I have to speak because in one way or the other, I am an African YouTuber, and somebody somewhere is tarnishing our names, you know? Somebody somewhere is making us look bad. Welcome, by the way. This is a potato from Africa. No, I don't want to scam you to tell you to buy this. This is just a sweet potato from Africa. And this is an African tea. So welcome. I'm not going to rush in this video. So if you find that this video is not going to help you, you can skip it. I'm not going to rush. I'm going to take my time. So we all know one thing, and we all understand one specific fact. It was in the year 2019 when Ghana first allowed Black Americans to move into that country. The president by then, I believe, was Nana Akufo-Addo. He just left his seat the other day when the new president came in. So Nana Akufo-Addo, I believe, is the one who initiated the 2019 year of return, which saw many Black Americans leave America and move to Ghana. You know, before that, not even before that, after that, we saw many African American celebrities. We had Steve Harvey, we had Dave Chappelle, we had this guy, Tyrese Gibson. No, not Tyrese Gibson. There's this guy, Ludacris. Yeah, he came. We also had Samuel L. Jackson move to Africa. Some of them were going to Cape Coast Castle, and it was such an emotional encounter, you know, reuniting with Africans. You see, Africans and African Americans are one people. That is one thing I want you to understand. Africans and African Americans are one people. Let nobody bring division. Let no one bring division. But I am smelling division. You might say I am interpreting things on my own way, but no. I am not doing that. No. This is such a sweet potato from Africa. No chemicals, no. Not like the one in the US. Africa, sweet potato. So, I have given you a context of this video. I have made you understand. I don't know who is watching it, but I want you to listen and understand carefully. So, many Africans got married to African Americans. Some were true love, some were not true love. It doesn't matter. Does it really matter? It doesn't matter right now if whatever is happening in someone's house, whether they are true in love or they ain't really in love, that's their problem, you know? You cannot legislate the human heart. You can never do that. You can't legislate the human heart. You can't say, I'm forcing you to love this person. No, you can't do that. They will pretend, you know. But we have the law, we have the legislation to ensure that even though they might be pretending, they can't harm this individual. But still, you can never legislate the human heart. You can't do that, you know. I can't just go to a garden and see some fruits over there and I decide that because I found one rotten fruit, the whole tree is bad. No. I'm telling you this. And I'm telling you this from a very, very personal experience. You see, when I was starting my channel, I started with street interviews. I interviewed people, I interviewed about Africa, and I interviewed about South Africa. Many Africans in South Africa supported me. Actually, I have a fan base in South Africa. I used to do very good videos about Kenya and South Africa, what Kenyans think of South Africa and stuff. Yeah, that was my line of work back then. And then later on, I came to discover the year of return. Later on, I came to establish that we have African Americans coming here. Right now, we have so many channels doing African American content. But who really started it? I'm one of those people who started recognizing Black Americans in Kenya. Yes. And I have proof for that. Not only do I have proof, go to my last videos, go to my oldest videos and search when I started. Actually, I deleted so many videos, but just go. I deleted close to 400 videos. But just go to the last videos I used to do about African Americans. It will tell you. And then go to those other channels. Go to their oldest videos. Yeah, just go to their oldest videos. That is the truth if you think I'm lying to you. So me knowing Black Americans, I have known them from my interaction with Africans in the street while I was interviewing about Africa and Africans. So somebody asked me, don't you do, why don't you do something like African Tigress puts it? Why don't you do content like African Tigress, that girl who travels around the world? She's from my own tribe, Kenya. She's from my own tribe, Luo, a Nilotic language in Africa. We are from the same. We speak same languages, I believe. So I started knowing Black Americans not yesterday, not the day before that. No. I knew Black Americans long ago, and nobody came and told me about them. We have them staying here and there. No. So some of you who come and say that I can't thrive without Black Americans, maybe you are right, maybe you are wrong. Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. But my interactions with African Americans started long ago. I personally, I even hosted a Black American in my own house. I myself, I convinced a Black American to leave his own country, USA. He was living somewhere in New York. I don't want to go into the details. And he came to Africa and lived with me. I opened my doors. You know, back then I had my wife, my girl, yes, my fiance, let me say so. We are still not married. My fiance, she was pregnant with our first daughter, right? She was pregnant and I invited a Black American. Not that I was a foolish man not to calculate the possibilities of harm. I knew harm exists, but because of my love for Black Americans, I opened doors for them. Today, if I do such a thing, somebody will come forward and they'll say, Evans from Kenya, Africans, not really Evans from Kenya, but Africans. You know, it really hurts me when Black Americans look at us as scammers. It really hurts me a lot. I really feel bad about it, being called a scammer, because you want to come close to your brothers and sisters from the States. You know? How many of you would turn the other cheek? You African Americans, how many of you would turn the other cheek? How many? You see, let's stop looking at Africans as beggars. Let's stop looking at Africans as people who are poor, as people who are this and that. No, we have our own life going on, and it is the Most High who gave us this life, and He's been making us thrive, you know? We don't need no Black American to exist. We don't need them. But we need one another as a society. As a society. Put it that way. We are not too much dependent, you know? We Africans, we have the spirit of Ubuntu. We welcome Black Americans. We welcome people, you know? I'm the sort of person, I would not welcome a white person to my house, but I would welcome a Black American if I was told to choose. Yeah, I know it's a bias, but I would, for my love, for my brothers. I love my brothers and sisters, but my brothers and sisters think we are scammers, thinks we are stupid. That is what they think of us, right? Right? So if Africans were stupid, would you come to Africa then? Would you come and stay here? You see, I told you about the year of return, 2019. Right now we are at 2025. That's a 7-year lap, right? A 7-year lap. So how many African Americans do you think have come to the continent? you know. Some of you come so much excited, so much thrilled, but once you arrive, some of you will love the land, some of you will not love the land. And if you don't love the land, you might try and find another place. I have done some reaction videos. People like Lala's Journey, people like Mark Meets Africa, people like Jay Cameron, people like Brandon. Brandon is a man who, an African-American man, brother, let me say, call him brother. He's a very good man. He welcomed me to his house, and he even tipped me. He tipped me something. I didn't ask him for nothing. He tipped me as a brother. You see, when a brother gifts you something, don't refuse. It's courtesy not to refuse. And it's also more courtesy to give, you know? So, this idea Africans are scammers, I don't like it. And then there's another one I want to come into. You see, when African Americans came here, 2019 to right now is 2025, 7-year lap, okay? So many African Americans have moved up and down, up and down. Some stayed, some left. Some were welcomed by Africans, some were not welcomed by Africans. There are some specific African countries that did not welcome African Americans. But I cannot say the entire country. We just have some few rotten apples over there. You see, Africa is not one country. Come on, Black Americans. Africa is made of 54, 55 countries. It's divided into sub-Saharan, geopolitically, sub-Saharan and Saharan Africa. You know, in terms of trade blocks, it's divided into EAC, SADC, ECOWAS, whatever. So many. You can't look at Africa with a single lens and understand it. No, you can't do that. You can't put all your eggs in one bucket. You know, you can't do that, brothers and sisters. You can't do that. You know? So, African Americans, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to call out O'Shea Duke Jackson. Yes, O'Shea Duke Jackson is calling out other African Americans for scamming African Americans, you know? O'Shea Duke Jackson, he owns the channel O'Shea Duke Jackson, and he also owns another channel, Kenganda. Kenganda is for Kenya and Uganda, you know? And what surprises me is that he owns, the second channel has African names. Kenganda is an African name. He's stolen a Kenyan name and he's stolen a Ugandan name and put it to his channel. Yet, he believes, I don't care what you say, you've been to his show, you've been anywhere, I don't care what you say. But be careful of a man who invites you to his house, you dine with him, you drink wine, but once you leave, he starts bad-mouthing you. Be careful of such a man. And that man is O'Shea Duke Jackson. Yep. You see, he's been having a series of live streams, banishing African Americans, calling them out for scamming African Americans' land and whatever. And he has said that he'll be coming out to those African Americans who will have who will have been trying to sell African Americans land. Like, who is he to come to such a standard? Like, are you a leader? Are you a leader of African Americans now? And if you're a leader, who placed you to that leadership position? Tell me, do you now own Africa to yourself? You left Poland, you left USA, you moved to Uganda, right? Now you want to control African Americans in the continent. Whatever somebody does with this money, it's their own business, right? I'm not supporting any criminal activities. I myself, I have interacted with African Americans who are trying so hard to ensure that African Americans have a better landing in Africa. And this, what I'm talking about, is I've had direct talking. I've talked directly to Ms. Mohammed, to Mr. Mohammed of Residential Tourists. These people organized a very, very big meeting where African Americans came together, they ate and they talked and they interacted with Africans. In this way, we found that we have a lot in similarity to one another. They were making sure that African Americans don't have a hard time landing in Africa. But of course, you understand these kind of activities take their time. Instead of working, they are busy doing this. So giving a little fee is not a problem. So putting that aside as well, O'Shea Duke Jackson, I didn't hear him mention them. But he mentioned a young man from Tanzania as well. 2 guys from Tanzania. He mentioned this guy. If you like, by the way, you can put me on your thumbnail. I can give you a better photo if you want. So he put T3. There's a guy called T3 and me. A young man in his 30s or early 30s or late 20s, you know. He has a beautiful family, a beautiful young woman with whom they are not struggling, but striving to thrive. You know, they are doing things together. They are even a big inspiration to the African Americans who are thinking of moving to Africa and moving to Tanzania. They are working so hard. Now, the other day, O'Shea Duke Jackson just placed them on his thumbnail, calling them scammers. See, the man who has not sinned, be the first one to throw the stone. The man who has not sinned, be the first to throw the stone. You are calling brothers and sisters scammers. Yes, Mark Meets Africa. I personally have interviewed Mark Meets Africa for 2 hours. 2+ hours, me interacting with Mark Meets Africa. Mark Meets Africa may have done wrong, you know. He may have done wrong. But who is this young man? Who is this young man from Uganda, from Poland? I don't know which place he comes from, to come and call out these people. You see, there's the right way to do things. As a gentleman, as a manly man, I consider you a man. There's a right way to do things. Don't put other men's faces on the internet like that. These people, you call them brothers and sisters. Why then do you post them that way? Do you think I myself, I don't have wrangles with my own African brothers and sisters who are also YouTubers? I have wrangles with them, just like anybody else has wrangles with anybody else. Yeah? But I don't go ahead, place their names on that. You see, today you might be quick to judge someone. Tomorrow you might be the one in trouble. Because karma is a bitch. I'm telling you this, brother. Karma is a bitch. I came to your channel when you were having a live interview. I posted and I asked you that this man was once your guest. And you defended him. I was speaking in the context of the time Mark was there in his channel, he was supporting him. He was, with those other 2 ladies. They were listening to the chorus Mark was singing, you know. They were okay. The other day, Mark told us why he left Africa. He defended him. He even made a good reaction video to support all that. But now, he's busy banishing them. So how do you listen to such a guy? You see, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. This man is double-minded. You African Americans, let nobody tell you that Africans are scammers. We have Black Americans who are scammers as well. We have Africans who are scammers as well. But we cannot put all together. It will be a fallacy of composition if we do so. It will be a fallacy of composition. Come on. That man who has not sinned should truly be the first man to throw the stone. I don't support scammers in any way. I have been scammed before. I have been scammed. But who are we to judge? Who are we to judge? Has he really opened his closets for us to see what's happening? I really hate it when an African American puts on his shoulders to look down on other people, including the natives. That is the point which hurts me. I just commented and he told me you are stupid. He told me you are stupid. Why? Because I told him the truth. This man might be having some personal issues with these guys, but he doesn't have to bring it online that way. And also, he doesn't have to decide for African Americans. Come on, those people are even older than you. You should be calling them dad and mom. You are out there playing them like football. Maybe you didn't get your cut. Huh? You didn't get your cut? Listen, O'Shea Duke Jackson, listen up. Listen up. Men have a courtesy. Men have a bro code. There are things you don't do online. The internet does not forget. Today you might banish them. Tomorrow you might be banished. Huh? There is no need for doing all that. I was intending to go silent, but the moment I saw you posted even T3 and me, I knew you are not an honest person. That is not how honesty works. There is something bothering you with these guys. Something that you are not sharing with us. And I don't trust you. I really don't trust you. I don't trust a man who invites people, talks to them, and he's very nice to them. And when they walk out, they start bad-mouthing them. That's you, my brother. That's you. You are very quick to insults. Your mouth is very, very quick to insults. I wonder what kind of values you learned in the United States of America. I wonder what kind of values you learned. I myself, I have interacted with Black Americans. Go and ask any of them if I tried to scam them. Not anybody who tries to bring people together is trying to scam anybody. And don't put it upon yourself that today I am going to hunt. Today I'm going to take down African Americans who are trying to sell a land. It is not your job. It is not your job, brother. It is not your job. And don't be quick to point fingers. Don't be quick to insults. This world is spherical. And it goes around. It also comes back round. So you better be careful. Be very careful, my brother. Be very careful so that God might not judge you. Be very careful, God might not. You see, he has abundant grace. He has abundant patience. He has abundant peace. Be good to other people. Nobody has not sinned. Nobody has not sinned. It does not make sense when you guys start doing this in front of us. I don't like what you are doing, brother. I just don't like. One time you defend someone, another time you insult them. No, you are dangerous. You're a double-minded man, you know. You guys are you are always unstable in all your ways. People can't build their trust in you. Woo to those Black Americans who trust you. I have warned you. I have warned you. Share this video. Do whatever you want with the video, okay? Do whatever you want with the video. I just won't stand and watch somebody misbehave. If there is somebody scamming people, you should come forward and, as a community, talk through it. Because how many eyes are there watching that video? The children of these people are going to watch this video. The parents of these people are going to watch this video. And it will always be there. YouTube is an online library. Yeah? It's an online library. You can always go back and watch. Do to others what you would want others to do unto you, brother. Kindly make your ways right. You see, sometimes in the pursuit of trying to make things right, you might stumble into being wrong. How was Adolf Hitler made? He was made because he thought of German supremacy. And he believed that German supremacy was being looked down upon, was being diminished, or in his agenda or in his ways of trying to uplift the German supremacy is how he came out to be the Hitler we know. Some parts of him were always having good intention. But also remember, the path to hell is paved with good intentions, my brother. Just find the right way to deal with situations. You don't need to make all this noise. It is not necessary. No, it is not necessary. Kindly, please, by the love of God, O'Shea Duke Jackson, and whoever might be doing this stuff, you guys are one people. We are together. If we have wrangles, don't take it online. Face to face. There is somebody who can always get to that person. There is, no matter where they are. If you guys want to meet Mark, you can meet him. You need just to send somebody in whatever place he is. Mark cannot be hard to find if you really want to find him. If you want to find T3, you know where he lives. He does not hide. He lives somewhere in Tanzania. You can send someone to go there and check him and tell him, brother, this and that is wrong. Brother, improve on this and that. But not doing what you are doing and looking down upon the native Africans. No, you look down upon me. My morals may force me not to look down upon you, but I will not respect you as I should. Yeah? Just work on yourself, bro. Work on yourself, man. Don't be quick to insult and quick to banish people. No, that is not how real men work, bro. All men are weak, but their weaknesses we don't accept. This is EFK Original Documentaries. Yep. Share this video to O'Shea Duke Jackson.